I do believe we are live, so I will say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a pleasure! What a pleasure to have you here again on another conscious evolution. Another opportunity for us to consider what we are placing our focus on. I feel yesterday's stream topic was, in part, a realizing that we have tensions in our lives, and this realizing that we can apply more attention to our tensions. And today, I want to talk about that attention placing, right? Where are we placing our focus as a consideration, as a topic, as a product of inquiry? It is nice having you friends here. Today's stream topic was actually inspired by something I don't want to give any focus to. But a part of me feels like the context would be missed if I don't. So I will. Today's stream topic is about, again, focus, but specifically about how there are certain things in our environments, in our lives, in our experiences, that can be so overwhelming that we end up almost not focusing, right? Or we focus so much of our energy on this one thing that we don't have any energy left to focus on anything else. So that thing, fortunately, is pretty simple. It is heat. It is the fact that it is super hot today again. The fact that it will be super hot going forward. And the fact that that has been a point of focus in my mind again, where it starts making me want for things like air conditioning. Like air conditioning, for example, right? And again, it becomes a point of, and heat, especially so when it is warm, have such an overwhelming effect on your body, on your state of being, on your energy levels, on how capable you are of moving around, that it's almost like you just end up talking about how warm it is the whole time. All right? And I don't like that. I think I like that part even less than the actual fact that there is a bunch of heat all around me. Right? Because I can deal with the heat. I just don't want to deal with the focus thinking about the heat, right? Like I don't want it to be a part of my consideration. I'm crushing some strawberry fields in here. I am super stoked. The strawberry fields are very nice. But I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna pack my Nanivat and then maybe just hold on to it for as long as I need to. Because the focus is not this experience for me right now. The focus for me should be, how do I redirect my focus? How do I frame my focus? What's the exact word I used? How do I place my focus? And where am I placing my focus? Right now and in this moment, my focus is placed upon the fact that I jerry-rigged something. You want to see what's happening there? It's helping. It is actually helping. You see that? There used to be all of that extra sunlight blasting into this space, and now that's not happening anymore. And it stops these tiles from becoming oven baked, and then that stops me from getting oven baked. Did I just zoom in? I think so. Is it better? Might be. The camera is further away today. Focus. Let's redirect our focus. I've been thinking about socialism a lot as of late. You know, and as this topic, you know, kind of arises in my mind, my focus instantly starts to jump all over the place. Right? When I start thinking about these things, I think about ownership. Specifically so when it comes to what people think they own right now. Uh, what people think they own right now, what they believe is theirs, right? And how I'm speaking too vaguely almost. Let me really crack this topic the way I've been thinking about it. Is the fact that capitalism is something that is clearly and more so not sustainable to our way of living, right? As people. And socialism is a direct counter to that capitalist way of being. But at the same time, right, there are all of these questions that arise in my mind when it comes to focus and what I'm supposed to place my focus on right now. Because socialism, as we would want it, hasn't been established here at the very least. They want to, even in South Africa, want to establish socialism, but it hasn't been established yet. So there is this period in between which things are going to be changing. Things are potentially going to take on a new system of being. But then, in the meanwhile, I find myself wanting to start a business. Right? Maybe I should just search that even. Hey Google, how does socialism deal with small businesses? I'm not gonna get just like a nice little one paragraph answer, am I? Those who advocate for socialism urge that centralized planning and collective ownership enable a society to be more equitably distributed with their goods and services, leading to more overall fairness. Other advantages attributed to socialism includes less pressure to maximize profit and more focus. Focus on meeting basic needs. Yeah. Okay. You see, so like therein lies, I think, almost like the solution to my anxieties. Because my business isn't really earning a lot of money right now, right? And I feel like very few people's businesses, relatively speaking, are earning a lot of money. And if capitalism goes away as we know it, then those people that are making a lot of money will be the most affected by it, right? But at the same time, I worry that in trying to make profit on the work that I'm doing, that I am bolstering this very system that I'm trying to escape. And then again, right, what my focus has been on today is like thinking about how long it will take. Will I in my life, will I in the next 20 years see our country switch over to socialism? And what does that look like? Is that going to be uncomfortable? How can I help it? What would it look like if I existed in, or maybe not existed, lived in different places of the world simultaneously as well? With different capital systems. Morning, folks. Awfully quiet in here. I don't think so. We have 7 souls just brimming with internal focus right now. I can feel it. I can feel it. There's a lot to focus on, right? Especially as we are now going through this, again, election cycle. We just went through our election cycle a while ago in South Africa, and you friends in America are going through your election cycle right now. And as a result, there is this real manipulation of human focus. Since we're gonna go into that, right? And I don't want to talk about politics. I want to talk about focus. Today's stream topic is about focus. But in this topic of focus, it is interesting to me to see how much of my focus is now being applied to politics. I'm a Reddit user because it is a community-based platform. At least it used to be. There's a lot of bots these days. But in this, there is a lot of focus on America right now, and with what's happening, right? Your two-party system, the lesser of two evils kind of voting mentality, both sides serving the same corporate interests. A part of me wants to hope differently, right? Maybe I can apply or share some of the focus that I have held in my heart for what I hope. I hope the Democrats win. You know, Kamala becomes the president of the United States, the first feminine president of the United States, and then as a a publicity stunt. Honestly, you know, I'm saying this kind of coyly, but legitimately as well. As a publicity stunt, make it so that things get better, right? If a narrative has to be pushed that the world is now suddenly going to get better because we're putting more feminine entities in power, I would 100% be stoked about that, right? What am I saying? I'm trying to apply focus on this hope I have, this genuine hope, this kind of almost hope from a perspective of naivete, right? Hope from this perspective of naivete about how things actually work, but also hope from this perspective of knowing how things work and then hoping they work the way that I hope they could work, right? Literally from this perspective of like almost uh, using it as a reason, using her presidency as a reason to get our shit in order. Is that possible? Is that possible? Morning, folks. Bless you again. Giovanna's here with us. Nancy too. Hey, Pojo. It's nice having you here, Brother Bear. Good morning. Good day, Mel. Howdy, other lurkers. Love to you all. Saturday morning, everyone. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves on this fine day. It feels like all of us are putting on like a little bit of like a hazy filter to focus through. At least for today. And this is not me talking about this politics thing, just me talking about this energy that I'm feeling. Maybe from myself. It could definitely be the heat, but there is this sense of like, you know what? Things are fine. Something else that caught my focus today is the fact that some of my work was deleted. I've shared with some of you friends. I've shared with all of you friends in this space, with this, some of you that are here and some of you that are not, and some of you that were here might be here, but some of you that weren't might be here too. So in that, Spogesh, I'll let you know again that I've been helping with a brand. It's called Mbata, that does slapping competitions, and I've been editing their videos for them. And I did like their live stream on the day, and I did like video capture of like 360 footage and an external camera, and I've been editing all of that footage into long form and then short form content. Long form being the full fights of the athletes, and short form being the highlights. And I've made 46 different short videos for that channel. You know, like since I've started. So that's average almost a video a day. You know, if you had to count it up with how long I've been with this space. And I feel pretty good about that. And then I go onto my YouTube studio, which is where you manage all of your videos. And yesterday I spent 3 and something hours editing a new long form video. And I spent 2.5 hours uploading it because it's a 5 gig file on 10 to 20 megabits per second up, so it takes long. And then I go onto the freaking YouTube studio, and the videos, both of the videos, right? So like 8 hours of my work are just gone. 8 hours of my work, and then 5 hours of my time uploading said videos, just gone off the channel. Right, and I did have a phone call with the owner of the brand, and he did tell me that the 360 content was too much. But again, I was working solo. singular man. If you want me to make high quality slapping contest content, then I can do that. All I need is one good shot like this, one good shot, over the shoulder of the one athlete, one good shot of the shoulder over the other athlete, and then the 360 camera in the middle, and then I can make a proper long form video that has, adequate distance between you and the athletes. But because there was my one camera, that's one shot, one static shot, and then there is this middle shot that I rendered 4 different perspectives out of. This camera total time ends up being a lot more than the actual static shot, which in my mind is literally my job. It's literally my job. It's what I'm supposed to do, right? And knowing how the algorithms work or whatever, people want to see changes. They want to see what's going on in the scene. So, what am I supposed to focus on? I'm just gonna focus on continuing the work, I guess. And then I'm going to re-render those videos and do less work. I'll just do less work. Good for me. Yeah, good for myself. I get to do less work. Natalie, bless to you. This is the thing called focus. And you send my Degas symbol. It is a type of focus point for me. I don't know if you friends have noticed that I greet you like this every day, almost every day as well, during the yoga too, because this makes that Degas symbol. So for me, it's kind of like placing focus on that love aspect of ourselves, right? Applying that self-love. Lovins to all, lovins to you, Kristen. It's nice having you. Something you don't have to pay if you manage to convince people you can, Natalie. Something you don't have to pay if you manage to convince enough people you can, Natalie. I don't know what that means. Something you don't have to pay if you manage to convince enough people you can. Oh, you don't have to pay focus if you convince people you can. Yeah, I'm guessing focus, Mel. But I feel like you pay attention. And maybe that's where the joke was going. You pay attention. But I don't know if you pay focus. You give focus. Right? Pay is something different to me than giving. Right? Because you might be taken advantage of if you pay attention to something that's not exactly good for you. But if you focus on something that's not necessarily good for you, I feel value can come from that. Still, like focus in my mind is almost a little bit broader, and attention is more narrow. Am I wrong? I probably am. It's probably the other way around. But that's language for you, isn't it? Focus. Wait a second, I missed a few. That kind of sucks, dude. With time, you will gain a better idea of what kind of content they want. It's never fun to have your artwork taken down. At least you are honing your skills. I think it's good. Like, that's the thing, Again, that video that I posted got like 143 views. It added something like 30 hours of watch time to the channel. Right? That only has like 120 right now. So it's like one of the best performing videos on the entire channel that has now been deleted for some reason. Right? And again, like I have been my focus, you see, like the laser focus, because this is irritating me. And I don't want to pay attention to it. I don't want to pay it any attention. But it has my focus. And again, the focus of me helping this brand is to help them grow, right? To help their channel grow, so that there may be more subscribers, more watch time on said channel, right? And then feeling like I'm not being fault necessarily, but like there are other entities, other agents adding ingredients to the pot that is not going to help the food kind of vibes. Thanks, Sam. Lurky love to you. Focus attention is something you don't have to pay if you can successfully convince people that you can't. Yeah, that sounds like a lose situation, right? You lose for people not wanting your attention, they lose for not getting your attention, and the world loses because you will literally not be asked for your attention again. Like Shaggy, we all just kind of write him off, but he's a smart motherfucker. Like Shaggy was never written off for me. Shaggy was my favorite character, literally from day one. Uh, it was like Shaggy and Scoob were the only ones that I had any eyes for. They were the ones who had my focus. So maybe it's just a matter of difference in opinion. Let's get back to the mystery machine. The mystery machine. All right. With that in mind, I'm going to give some focus to this Dynavac. And click. This is Strawberry Fields. I don't know if you can take a big scoop of Strawberry Fields. I'm seeing myself as a massive entity with a Dynavac the size of the Eiffel Tower, and just taking a scoop of an entire strawberry field, and then proceeding to heat it up with my torch lighter that creates enough thrust to fly a jet plane. Would it taste this way? It might. It actually might. I know! I do know this, Kristen. The day that I reviewed this strain, I even mentioned that it is your favorite. Strawberry Fields is Kristen's favorite strain. It really is nice. I am feeling the effects though, goodness. Those last puffs were straight up. Like you put a like taffy piece of candy that's strawberry flavored on a skillet, and you just let the heat absolutely blast that thing, and then you see that little pink starting to bubble and smells come off of that pink taffy strawberry flavored candy. That last taste, that last cycle tastes like that. Goodness, it's still reminding me of it. All right, I'm fine. I can't engage in Western politics these days. It's just a shit show. Yeah, and the soap opera continues. It really is quite an experience. And is it worthy of your focus? I feel like, again, right, it's kind of a loaded question. Because in part, I want to say yes. It is still worthy of your attention. Even though it might not be, maybe I should say worthy of your focus. It might not be worthy of your attention. Let me actually do this. Hey Google, is there a difference between focus and attention? Attention. Hey Lozana, it's nice seeing you here with us. Bless you too, friend. Hey Google, is there a difference between focus and attention? Attention involves rapidly allocating cognitive resources, allowing individuals to switch between tasks and stimuli, where focus requires sustained cognitive effort, facilitating analysis and problem solving. Yeah, that was kind of what I was trying to say, right? With the whole broad, and a little bit more laser focused. Attention is like right? Like if I'm in a group of friends and this person says, "Hey Mel," now suddenly I give them my attention, and then this person says, "Hey Mel," and then I give them my attention, and then I give them my attention. Where if I was again in that friend group and I was focusing on someone, then suddenly I wouldn't release my gaze, right? I would allow myself to be kind of like a part of the space, but I would still focus on you, right? And again, I was mentioning the whole broad aspect of it as well, with the whole problem solving and analysis, right? If you are too laser focused with your attention, then you don't have the ability to have the wider focus and see more of your total image at the same time as well. Yeah, that feels like it added some clarity. Yopo, you need this. Nice. It's probably like a anti-Western politics thing. I didn't tell you guys I finally got my hobby using the Dynavap now. You didn't. I remember the last time you told me about you and your husband's Dynavap because that was the intention, right? Like it was gonna be our Dynavap, and then you got the Dynavap, and then your husband was like, "I don't like this thing. I don't." But what you mentioned was like he didn't figure out how to use it properly, or it wasn't convenient, and then now the saga continues. It's nice to know that he's using it too. It's better for his health after all. And what changed? Were you convincing enough? Did he just get used to it? You do have the wand as well, right? The electric induction heater. I do think you do. Do let me know. Melty, I misspoke. I watched and I remain aware of the current climates. I just don't engage in conversations about it very often. Yeah. I think wisely so. I feel like it's one of those things where right now, at the very least, I feel it's one of those things where there's really only one right answer. And when you start operating from that perspective of there's only one option here, actually, then fighting starts happening. I'm gonna go and add some water to this scarf because I am cooking. It is like not cool how hot it is. And my body is letting me know by adding water to my shirt. Just imagining myself as one of those robots. What was that movie called? Is it Will Ferrell? It is a robot filled with smaller versions of one of himself at least. Right? No, no, not right. You don't know what I'm talking about? I'm sorry. I'm talking about a bunch of small little people inside my body directing me to do things. Ah, yes. The small little people are holding my scarf so I can put water on. Yes, thank you, small little people. Thank you. Obviously, I know that's not how it works. It's just kind of nice to think about it like that. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, yes. Look at us adding physical air conditioning. Is it air conditioning? It's more evaporative cooling, right? All right. Oh, back again. Nice. Cool. That is actually very nice. Why have I not done that significantly sooner? It's almost like this is literally why I started wearing scarves. One winter passes, completely forgets. Love and snuggle meter is going to explode. I think I missed some context. I need to lurk. A friend is taking me on a tour of guide dogs for the blind. Puppies. Like you're gonna go and watch. You're gonna go and see the facility where they train them, kind of vibes. Later today, I need to take my dog out and do stuff before I leave. Thank you for being a good dog owner and considerate of your own needs. I think it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be super fun. Mm, love and snuggle meter is going to explode. The doggos. The love and snuggle meter is really the only one that matters. Maybe I missed some context. I did ask a question, but I don't know if Kristen didn't reply or didn't see it, or if I am not seeing her message, because again, like I don't know if some of my comments are just not visible to me. Red scarf is a genius move. It is nice. Uh, it is already dry though. I mean, this part of it, I don't think got as wet as this part, which is fine. I can cope with this. I feel like I'm a little bit frazzled. Maybe I should recenter my focus. Having done so, I have concluded that I am significantly more comfortable, that the seat I'm sitting on feels good. This cold scarf around my body has me no longer feeling that sense of sweltering heat, but has me feeling, or at least acknowledging, focusing on the cool on my skin. Focusing on the trees outside a little bit, and then focusing back again. Focus. So many things that's actively begging for our focus. And yet we still do get things done. Right? Isn't that fantastic? The fact that we can still get things done. I have been worried about that a lot as of late. It's been taking a lot of my focus. Getting things done. We had a conversation about having your self-worth attached to your own performance-based self-worth or something like that. I think it's a focus thing, if we're going to look at it through the lens of the daystream. Because we spend so much time inside our minds focusing on things, right? And it's very much narrative based, where if I go, trees, the way trees, leaves, and the way those tree leaves terminate into branches, and how those branches have bark with different textures, and how those textures lend themselves well to be grippy to the small little fingernails of squirrels with their fluffy little hands and fluffy arms gripping onto those branches running around. Right? And that was just like a short taking our focus and through narrative, first leaves, then branches, then bark, then nails, then small little squirrel hands, squirrel body. Right? I wanted to keep going with like food of what that squirrel uses their hands to bring to their faces to eat, but I think the point was made. What are we choosing to focus on inside our minds? Because we do experience what we focus on. I have been focusing on hope for the future a lot. And I think that focus and hope for the future in some ways has manifested to the point of obsession, where I feel, uh, sometimes at the very least, pushback or doubt is seen as a direct threat to the possibility, to the likelihood, to the eventuality of good things happening. In other words, I was thinking about my dad a lot as of late as well, going down the socialism rabbit hole again and thinking about, a living wage for every single person, in a future where robotics are becoming more prevalent. And these conversations, fights, really, that I've had with my dad about concepts like UBI, where he refuses to believe that that's something possible. To the point where we've made a bet. Me and my dad have a running bet. And I feel it would kind of be scummy if I wanted that bet honored. But I will gloat about the bet later. Still, I don't know if that's coming. Maybe it's how much focus I apply on it. Maybe I'll do it like very off the cuff and then no more focus after that. But how, if there is ever a universal basic income, right? And my dad is so strong on not believing it's possible that I was like, bro, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in our lifetimes. And he's like, never. Will never happen in our lifetimes. And I'm like, oh yeah? Did you hear that, bird? Yeah, I agree, bird. I said, oh yeah? If we ever get universal basic income, I say to my dad, then yours is mine. Right? Boom. That's how it's gonna be then, bro. And he was like, fine. Oh, I don't have to worry about giving you something I'll never get, he says. And I was thinking about that again today. I was like, oh yeah. What else are we gonna do? Right? And then there's this other narrative that I feel deserves some focus of no money at all, right? Moving post scarcity, going purely based on needs, right? And keeping things in a circular economy where there is no need to have to manufacture billions of things necessarily. Some things, like toothbrushes, by all means. Other things, maybe not as necessary. Yeah. I am hopeful. But again, I'm gonna have to be hopeful for like 20 years, it seems. But I can. Why not? Why not? Let's hopeful for the next 20 years, right? That is something deserving of our focus, I believe. I'm procrastinating this morning. I have trees to tend to. I have to start a new drying spot for all the wet logs. I have so much firewood already, but I don't like to get rid of good fuel. Random thoughts over coffee, things calling for your focus. Right? They're like, ah. Oh. I wanted to say things calling for your attention because that's actually the way we speak, but I had to keep it topic relevant. My focus is being called to this thing I'm holding. So I'm gonna give it a second's worth of focus. It's more like 20 seconds, average. Less than 20. Strawberry-esque. With like a lot of bitter aftertaste. And I'm saying a lot relatively. Because I think it might be more a potency thing than it's actually a terpene thing. Where I'm literally tasting the oils. And it is a bit bitter. But also, sweet. And I'm not really sweet. Actually, it would be the flavors you would associate with sweetness. And like caramel making, if you will. Yeah, that was nice. I am going to pull a card. This is the deck that is closest to me, so this is the deck that I will be using. What a dear pleasure it was to have you friends here again. I'm not done. I'm not done just yet. I'm just feeling like my focus is being called to a card. Maybe it can give us some direction as well. Maybe it will give us something new to focus on. So please, and I'm really serious, right? As like a practice of consciousness, put all of your focus on this deck of cards, right? Even if this is a recording, still, right? Almost like gain your neuron cell being like, this is significant. I should focus on this. This is what's happening here. I'm also looking at the cards, but as a mirror. What's happening here now? And then you should say stop. Okay. Like this. And then we can reveal together. Elemental embrace. Elemental embrace. Card number 52. Focus. An elemental embrace. Can focus and the elemental embrace be likened to each other? Tristan. Thank you, friend. Gateway and Kelly and John, even. Let's see if there's more friends. Maybe one is for yourselves. I think you already got like an 11-month one though. Oh, there we go. Nancy got one too. It's almost like it's thinking about it. It's like, oh, who should I give it to? Oh, let me think. Scrolls down all of the subscribers. Who has been here recently? Yes. It's just telling me the 4. Maybe I can see here. No. Love is true. Thank you. Thank you, Kristen, for giving me something else to focus on. For giving me an elemental embrace. There are these entities in the smoke plumes. You see them? There's a hand. There's an arm around. Yeah, arm around. Right. The fire crashing into the water, creating new earth. Star and the moon shining down on the sea. Alright, card 52. Let's read what it means. Elemental forces and synthesis. Forces and focus are close enough for me to feel like it is synchronous. This card speaks of connecting with elemental focus. It totally doesn't say forces. Molten lava flows into the ocean under a full moon, where 2 pairs of lovers inhabiting the steam plumes are revealed. They embody the passionate embrace of fire, creating earth and transmuting water into air. There is an atmosphere of raw creative energy emerging from the planet's womb. You know how it feels, though you may never have experienced it. Coming from a primal place in our cellular memory, this feeling holds the power of the elements and speaks directly to the relationships all humans have with these elements and with Mother Earth. Embedded within this card are 2 7-sided stars. 7 is an integrating number, and here represents the synthesis of body, mind, and spirit with elemental forces. 7 indicates stages of transformation and self is a self-contained chronicle for quickening creativity. How can you more fully appreciate your connection with elemental forces? I feel, just because that's today's stream topic, by giving it your focus, really giving it your focus, right? Almost from a place of reverence, like, yo, that's wild, right? And I hope that you do that, realizing that when you stare in the mirror, that thing standing there is an elemental force as well, right? Huzzah! Huzzah! To adventure! You may decide to put your hands in the earth and grow a garden. Water it and see how sunlight and air combine to feed you and enhance growth and beauty in your life. You may sit by a fire with your feet on the ground, watching sparks fly into the air on a dark summer's eve. Perhaps you will learn to enhance your living space through a discipline such as feng shui. In any way you choose, find an understanding of the relationship among elemental forces so that you might live in harmony within your environment and merge your everyday life with the magic and mystery. We talked about the mystery machine today. The magic and mystery of the cosmos. You rang? Hey, Shirley. Surely you're here right now. Surely you can believe. Surely you know that I love you. Sure. Selling this card is meant to be huzzah. Yeah. Huzzahing with me. Thank you, Pojo. And now we dance. And surely this card was meant to be. I feel all of these cards are. They do ring true more often than not. Love is true. Thank you, friends, for joining me again. It was a dear pleasure having you here again. I hope to see you tomorrow, friends. Thank you for seeing me right now. I hope you have a beautiful day. One filled with good things that call for your focus. I trust and I hope and I send you the energy to apply your focus in a way that whatever it is that gets your focus will be enriched by it, will be uplifted due to your presence, will be given more life instead of less. I love you, friends. Thank you for spending this moment with me again. Until we do it tomorrow. Sending you, friends. Have a beautiful day, everyone. That's an order. Yes, sir. Kristen was doing the same. Love you, friends.